Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit, and I am Lord of the Arena. Yes, just me. Not you. Careful to make sure that you don't forget your place. We've got a mage and a priest and a pally here. I don't think I've done a mage for a little while. Mage is okay. It's really good and constructed, like incredibly good and constructed. The main problem is a lot of the more powerful stuff a mage can do is not necessarily what you're going to get. Like, for instance, if you have secrets, I love to include Ethereal Arcanists because they're really, really good. Kirin Mage is also a decent pick, but you can't necessarily guarantee you'll get that in Arena. There's this really powerful combo, especially when you go second, that involves playing a Mana Worm and then coining into a Mirror Image, which gives you a 3/3 creature on turn 1 that's protected by 2/2/2s. That's all really, really good, but you can't necessarily guarantee you'll get any of it. So I found that Mage is a bit inconsistent in Arena, so let's give it a shot. Okay, Mind Control Tech, Blizzard, and Counterspell. Mind Control Tech is okay. It's actually really powerful in certain situations. If you don't have that situation, then it's a 3/3 for 3, which is not particularly good value. It's not the worst value, but you should be getting more. So the problem with Mind Control Tech is that if you pull it early, you're probably going to be sitting around without being able to play it effectively. So that kind of sucks. Blizzard, pretty good. Not the best removal that the Mage has got. I do prefer Flame Strike for fairly obvious reasons. It tends to kill almost everything on the board. Blizzard doesn't, unless you power it up quite a lot with spell power. It does have a freeze component. Freeze is not that valuable. But it's alright, yeah? You get another turn of not being hit by the big scary thing, so that helps. And then Counterspell, I feel it's not that great. It's okay. It's not one of the best Mage secrets available, though. Like, I prefer Mirror Entity. It's often more useful. Counterspell can still screw with your enemy, but not necessarily in a way that would really be worthwhile. I'm gonna go with Blizzard. Frostwolf Grunt, this is a very easy decision. Sentient Shieldmaster is awesome, 3/5 is a really awkward number, the Taunt with the cost of 4 is great, these two not so much. This I would maybe take if I was very weapon-based, but even then I'd probably still take a Sentient Shieldmaster over it, because it's got 5 health, which means it's going to resist an awful lot of damage. Alright, removal, and crappy Taunt. Okay, well this, again, is a reasonably easy thing. Reasonably easy. Polymorph Fireball, Fireball's really good. Yeah, that kills most creatures. You don't find all that many creatures that have more than 6 health. So it's very effective at that. And the cool thing about Fireball as well is, of course, you can use it on the enemy. So you can throw it at the enemy hero if you need to finish them off. You can't do that with a Polymorph, but Polymorph can also save your ass to get rid of a very tough Taunt. It's also very good for getting rid of big, scary, legendary creatures. The thing is, in Arena, Polymorph, I think, is slightly weaker than Fireball. I'm gonna say that. You know, some people might say, well, why do you think that? And the reason I say that is, if you're in Constructed, maybe you can think that your opponent's gonna bring a couple of legendaries almost guaranteed, or something big and scary. In Arena, they might not even pull those. So, Polymorph can be a little bit inconsistent, I tend to find, in Arena. It also gives them a 1/1. It's like, who wants to give them a minion, right? So I'm gonna take a Fireball. Plus, you can buff Fireball with spell damage. You can't do that with a Polymorph, so that's another thing to consider. Alright, we were talking about this guy earlier, the Ethereal Arcanist. All of these picks are a little bit meh. I think there is a possibility that I will get secrets. Something like, say, Mirror Entity is a common card, so it's likely that I'll be able to pull at least one of them. In that case, an Ethereal Arcanist is very good. Ethereal Arcanist is very, very good when you have an Ice block, because you really can't trigger that secret without knocking the guy down to 1 health. So the Ethereal Arcanist just kind of sits there getting a bunch of stats every turn. And basically, if you have a secret and you play this is a 5/5 immediately. Very powerful, very difficult to remove. It's a pretty damn good card. Injured Blade Master for a Mage is not that great, because you don't really have any ways of healing it. You'd have to take minions to do that. And we talked about Mind Control Tech earlier. I think we'll take the risk on the Ethereal Arcanist. That's not too bad. Alright, Reckless Rocketeer, Boulder Fist Ogre, Polymorph. I think at this point we will take the Polymorph. I like the Boulder Fist Ogre. It's a very difficult card to get rid of, unless, of course, you Polymorph it, or use something like Assassinate, because it has 7 health. What hits it for 7? Most things don't, yeah? So you're gonna get pretty much a 2-for-1 trade out of that at a bare minimum, possibly even better. But I think the Polymorph is the best idea. Reckless Rocketeer, well, I mean, it's good in a situation where you've got a taunt wall up. I'll say that. People that just use it for removal, well, as a mage, I have a fireball, which is cheaper and does more damage than this. This is good if you can keep it alive, but you don't necessarily know if you can do that. So, I'm going to take a polymorph. Mogashan Warden, Dalaran Mage, and Stormpike Commando. Well, we already have 2 damage spells, only 5 cards in, so spell damage may be worth taking. I'm okay with the Dalaran Mage. It's a bit tough. It's really, really good if you get some Arcane Missiles out, if you get, say, Cone of Cold, it buffs very, very well. I mean, 6 to 7 is not a big difference, but 2 to 3 is. Yeah? So for AoE spells, Dalaran Mage is very, very good. Aside from that, you got Mogashan Warden, which doesn't really hit all that hard, and I mean, I'd take a Shield Master over that pretty much all the time when I could, but it's not the worst taunt available. It's quite tough, and it's quite difficult to get rid of. In the case of the Stormpike Commando, I think I can rely on direct damage from spells and my hero power, and I don't need to grab something like this, so we're going to grab a Dalaran Mage. Aha! As we're talking about earlier, the Mirror Entity. This is probably my favorite mage secret, played at the right time. It is almost guaranteed value, so we'll see. Ironforge Rifleman and Ogre Magi. I like the Ogre Magi. It's 4/4 for 4 with a spell damage +1. I think that's pretty good. It is a pretty good card. I would prefer an Azure Drake because for 1 mana more you get a card as well on top of that. But it's not bad. I think in this case we'll take the Mirror Entity. This, for a mage, you don't really need that. You don't. You've got your hero power. You can bypass taunts anyway, so Mirror Entity it will be. Second Mirror Entity. There's also a Mana Worm in here. Mana Worm's really good. Like, if you get Arcane Missiles, if you get, of course, the Mirror Image, or if you go second with a coin, Mana Worm is absolutely fantastic. And it really, really is. I think we'll skip that Mirror Entity. We might get one later. I think we'll pick up the Mana Worm. It's really, really good. Okay, Stranglethorn Tiger, Ogre Magi, Arcane Intellect. Arcane Intellect is okay. I think it's one of the weaker card draw mechanics. It's 2 for 1 for 3 mana, basically. You throw out a card, you get 2 cards, you spend 3 mana to do it. It's okay. It's not bad. The cool thing about it is that it's a spell, which means that it synergizes well with things like Violet Teacher or Mana Worm. We also have a Stranglethorn Tiger, which is good. It's a 5/5 with stealth. It's a good creature. It's rock solid. I like it. Really, really is. You pay 1 mana more than you would a Yeti, and you get stealth and an extra attack, which I think is absolutely worth it. And then Ogre Magi, which we talked about earlier. Well, we don't have any card draw yet, so I think we will take the Arcane Intellect, just to play it a little bit safe with that. Alright, Demolisher, Wild Pyromancer, and Sun Fury Protector. This is a bit of a weird selection. So the Demolisher is good if you can protect it, not if you can't. Otherwise it just gets obliterated before it does anything. If you are able to protect it behind a taunt wall, it's very powerful. Wild Pyromancer is not too bad, especially as a mage with early spells, like, say, Arcane Explosion. It's very good with that. It's good with Arcane Missiles as well. Generally gets good removal. But, of course, if you're playing a lot of smaller creatures, this thing is going to kill more of your own stuff than otherwise. Thankfully, we're not really doing that right now. I think a Wild Pyromancer might not be a bad play. Yeah. Sun Fury Protector is okay, too. The nice thing about cards like this is you don't necessarily have to take a taunt creature. You can take another creature and make it a taunt. So you can take, like, a Yeti and give that taunt ability, for instance. So you get a bit of flexibility with that. Let's take the Pyromancer. Okay, Jungle Panther, Silverback Patriarch, Frost Nova. This is bad. Most people don't take it. And I don't see a reason to take it. It's just, no. It's gonna die. It's probably not gonna trade very well. You're better off, in my opinion, with a sodding Shield Bearer that's 1 for 1/4 as a mage, of course, with something like Mirror Image. Frost Nova, I've never really been a huge fan of it, except in constructed decks where you're reliant on control, because you're paying 2 mana to freeze enemy minions and then just do nothing to them, which the minions are still there, you know? It can be useful in certain decks that are designed to kill your opponent before your opponent gets critical mass of creatures. Jungle Panther, though, I think is a very good card. 4/2 stealth, it's difficult to get rid of, it's almost guaranteed to get a preferential trade. Behind a taunt wall, it does damage, you know, all of these things are good, so we'll get that. Okay, Farseer, Harpy, Dragonhawk, pretty much discard that one. I like it in Hunter decks in certain conditions, I don't like it here. Too easy to get rid of, doesn't trade well. And as a mage, of course, you don't really have anything you can buff it with. Wind Fury, Harpy, one of the better Wind Furies, like pretty much the best Wind Fury that you can get outside of the Shaman decks. And then Earthen Ring Farseer. Well, the Harpy could give us a little bit of endgame punch which I do like. The Earthen Ring Farseer, I've never really liked all that much because I don't think the health restoration is really worthwhile. I think, yeah, we'll take the Harpy. We don't have any 6-costers yet. Alright, now we might want to take a Boulder Fist Ogre, because I don't really like the Tidehunter so much. It is very easily killed off, and especially against, say, another Mage that just Arcane Explosions wipes you off the board. And, of course, there's a couple of creatures like Wild Pyromancer that wouldn't work too well with. So I think we'll take the Ogre. Again, another bit of endgame punch. Try again. Very solid. Aha, Mirror Image. We were talking about that earlier. This combo right here, Mirror Image, Mana Worm, and Coin, is very, very powerful. So we're going to grab that. Try and get another one. Second Mirror Entity. Loot Hoarder's pretty good. Frostwolf Warlord, it's okay in this deck. It's not amazing. I like grabbing a second Mirror Entity, though, so I think we'll grab one of those. Alright, River Crocolisk, Direwolf Alpha, and War Golem. This is a little bit of a weird selection as well. I've never been too fond of the War Golem. It's 7 mana for a 7/7 that doesn't really do anything else special. There's certainly other cards that I think I would prefer. It is a very strong card. It needs to be neutralized by strong removal, like, say, an Assassinate or a Polymorph or something like that. It's difficult to kill, but so's the Ogre, which is 1 mana cheaper with only 1 less attack. And usually 7 attack is not a number that you're going to find particularly useful. It's useful for knocking down Mogashan Wardens, for instance, in 1 hit, but aside from that, ugh. I think Direwolf Alpha's the best choice here. Yeah? Slightly weaker than this guy, but gives +1 attack to adjacent minions, which makes it better value in my opinion. So let's grab that. Okay, Worgen Infiltrator, Murloc Raider, Arcane Explosion. Worgen Infiltrator, straight up better than Murloc Raider. Straight up, no question. The only reason this is a 2-1 without an ability is because it's a Murloc and we're not playing a Murloc deck. I was thinking about Worgen Infiltrator, though I'm still a little bit worried about this Wild Pyromancer, and this Arcane Explosion is quite nice, especially with something like the Mana Worm there and the Wild Pyromancer. We were talking about that combo earlier, so let's grab one of those. Another War Golem, Ironbeak Owl, Argent Squire. Sometimes I like the Squire. It's okay in certain scenarios. You can use it to knock down 2/1s and stay alive, which gives you a good trade, but sometimes it's also absolutely useless because it doesn't have enough attack on it. So, you know, it's very situational. Ironbeak Owl, it's silence and we don't really have any of it, so I think we're going to have to take one of those, honestly. Alright, Shieldbearer, Stranglethorn, Tiger Frost Elemental. This doesn't attack, so most people ignore it, and in most scenarios I'd agree with them. There are certain decks where it works well, but again, we're talking about Arena here where you've got to be a little bit more general. You can't actually theme your deck. Frost Elemental is alright, but the thing is that you compare this to this, it's a difficult comparison. Freeze a character for 1 turn is not that amazing. That's a 6/7 for the same cost. I prefer that. This is easier to get rid of. I prefer this. 1 less attack but Wind Fury. This, I mean, this is the same stats, costs 1 less and has stealth. So I've never been the biggest fan of Frost Elemental outside of these big control decks, so I'm gonna take a Tiger. We're talking about endgame punch. That is definitely some of it. Stampeding Kodo's okay, but again, it's unreliable removal. 1, because it only removes stuff that has 2 or less attack. Secondly, because it does that at random, so it might take the one out that you don't want to. So, usually you can get a pretty good trade with it. It's like a slightly more expensive, slightly weaker Yeti. It's still got the 5 health, which is kind of that magic number there. But, not the best card. I think an assassin for the endgame would be nice. Cool, so our punch at the endgame is pretty good. Look at all that. That's a lot of damage. If we get a Pyroblast, that's even better. Alright, Frostbolt, Polymorph, Torn Warrior. Torn Warrior is a good in Rage, but it's not the best in Rage. I prefer Raging Worgen over that for fairly obvious reasons. This thing becomes a bullet magnet. If maybe it had 1 more health, I think it would be an amazing card, but it may also be overpowered at that point. Frostbolt is almost completely overpowered right now, in my opinion. It used to be 3 mana, now it's 2. You can get it for 1 if you've got Bloody Sorcerer's Apprentice out, so we're going to grab one of those. Alright, Fen Creeper. This is a pretty good taunt. I like that. Stone Tusk Boar, I don't. 1/1 charge, generally not that useful. And then Cone of Cold. Alright. Well, I don't have that much magic buffing stuff yet, so I might want to avoid this. And again, this is more control than damage. I do like Fen Creeper. I'm starting to warm up to it. I didn't like it initially because it didn't have the same kind of damage output as, say, a Druid of the Claw, which is a 4/6 for 5 with Taunt, but you can only get those with Druids. So the Fen Creeper is pretty good because that 6 health amount makes it difficult to get rid of, unless, of course, you're up against a Mage or a Rogue. But it hits pretty hard, so it generally trades well. You can usually get a 2-for-1 with this, so I think it's good value. Aha! Oh, that's evil. That is an evil set of choices. Mana Worm, Raging Worgen, Flame Strike. I was looking for a second Mana Worm for this deck, but offering me a Flame Strike at this point when I have really fairly weak AoE removal means that I'm almost certainly going to have to take this. And I love the Raging Worgen as well on a Mage. It's a fantastic card for a Mage to have. So this is a sucky choice, but such is the way of the arena. So I'm going to take that Flame Strike. Okay, Ice Lance, Spiteful Smith, Oasis Snapjaw. This is a big pile of pants. So Oasis Snapjaw is not considered to be a great card because, well, it only attacks for 2. Usually don't get a lot out of it. If you can buff it, maybe, but aside from that, not so great. Spiteful Smith is not bad. It's a 4/6 for 5, but usually you'll want this with something that's got a weapon, which we don't have. And then Ice Lance, which freezes a character and is really only amazing if it's already frozen. It combos with a Blizzard, but I don't like it that much. Frostbolt as well, of course, combos with it as well, but then you're using 2 cards to kill one thing, which is usually bad. I might take it. I'm tempted to kind of take it. It's got some utility. I don't like it as a spell, though. It's a tough one. Alright, we'll take it. Okay. We'll go to the mirror entities right now. I don't think we need any more of those. Mad Bomber, and then Silverhand Knight. Unreliable removal, but potentially very good value. And then Silverhand Knight, which is almost universally considered to be really good. Only really vulnerable against other mages with Flame Strike, so I think we're going to take one. Okay, the second poly is here. Everything else on the field I don't really like. Again, this is basically just removal, so no, we're not really playing a rushdown deck either, so we can't really protect it. Same principle here. This is just a bigger one of these, so I'm going to take a poly. Alright, so 2 polymorphs. That's not bad. I was looking for more direct spell damage. We still haven't got any arcane missiles yet. We've got no pyroblast. We've got no second fireball. But such is the way of things. Alright, card draw. 2 selections of it. Acolyte of Pain is the one that I would take as a mage because you're more likely to be able to activate it more than once, thanks to your wonderful little ability. This is a very easy pick because I explained this earlier. This is terrible and this isn't. So we're going to grab that, and we've got 2 cards left. Oh, come on. This is dreadful. Wisp, you never take in Arena because it's bad. It's an utter waste of time. Argent Squire. We've talked about that. An Iron Fur Grizzly is a taunt I really don't like, but I'm actually tempted to take the Argent Squire just so I've got some earlier game stuff. And I hate this taunt. 3/3 for 3 with a taunt is just not very good. It dies too easily. Take the Argent Squire. And one more. Second Ethereal Arcanist. Okay, well, it would either be that endgame punch of the Ravenholt Assassin or a second Ethereal Arcanist to go with my 2 secrets. Yeah, combos are available there. I'm a little concerned about it because I do only have 2 secrets, so maybe taking 2 might be a little silly. Don't want to take the... Now, we'll take it because the second one gives me a better chance of actually using this. Alright, there we go. Shame no ice block for those big combos, but it's alright. I mean, the mana curve's relatively even, goes down towards the end, which is kind of to be expected. I am not so happy with the lack of removal. I mean, having a Fireball, a Frostbolt, 1 Flame Strike only, and 2 polys, not the best, but it's not terrible either, so... Let's see if we can make it work. Hopefully we can. It's not an awful deck, it's just a little bit general. Alright, this one took a while. Let's see what we got. Arch Nemesis Thrall. Alright, let's see how it goes. Well, that is an awful hand. Let's mulligan that completely. Don't want to hold on to any of that. Absolutely useless. We're looking for some earlier game stuff. And we get Sorcerer's Apprentice for turn 2. That's okay, but this is just awful. So, we don't get to play anything turn 1, which is always a bad situation. Absolutely hate having that. He's opening up with a Leponome, which is even worse. We're probably just going to have to zap that. We can't play the Sorcerer's Apprentice because then we get a bad trade, so we're just going to zap it and end the turn. Kind of sucks because I am not able to start getting things on the field, and he deals 2 damage to me as well. So, Leponome's a pretty strong opener, but now he's going for a totem, so... it's a totem that attacks, which kind of sucks, but never mind. Alright, cool. Ethereal Arcanist and Mirror Entity in hand, not bad. Playing that combo takes a little bit of effort, though. You've got to watch out for that because of the obvious costs. Usually you want to play the Secret and the Arcanist on the same turn. Alright, well that taunt isn't going to help him too much. That, on the other hand, will. Okay, now the taunt actually attacks, which is terrible. Alright, that's bad news. Okay, we might even have to polymorph that thing. I don't want to use a polymorph so early on a Flame Tongue, though, but it would render him unable to attack for the most part, so... Alright, let's do that. Let's just get rid of that. I can't have him sitting there with that behind a taunt wall. It would take me, like, 2 turns to respond to it at least. God knows what could happen in that time. So, yeah. Alright. Really wish I had my Arcane Explosion right now, but I don't. Alright, what's the best play here? So... Playing Mirror Entity might help, because he might be rallying up to get a big creature out. Aside from that, though, I don't really have any good trades available. I could just put down my Tiger, and that's going to be a 2-for-1. So, I mean, I guess that's probably the best idea, just take a little bit of damage. He doesn't have that much damage out on the field. It's worth bearing that in mind. So, Tiger's going to kill the Defender, and then I'm going to get a minimum 2-for-1 out of it next time. I might even get more than that, so that's not bad. Oh, God, how many bloody Flame Tongues does this guy have? Jeez. Alright, so he's filling the board right now. I need 2 more turns to get my Flame Strike out. That will actually wipe out everything, but I'm going to take some serious punishment in the meantime. Arcane Explosion is only going to kill 2 creatures, and it's also going to give the Defender an attack. However, we can screw him over here quite nicely. So let's make this happen. I'm trying to think if I can get rid of anything else. I don't think so. Yeah, it's the best I'm going to get out of it. I can probably Ice Lance that to freeze it, just to keep it out of the fight for the time being. So we're going to make his Flame Tongue Totem a little bit less effective by knocking out everything to the right of it. So Arcane Explosion goes down. There we go. So that takes down a bunch of that. That is now not buffing anything to the side. And then we will just Ice Lance this, just to keep his most powerful creature at bay. And I think we will go Mirror Entity. There we go. Alright, so his actual damage potential this turn is a little bit weaker. We're still behind quite significantly, both in terms of card and board. So this is not a good start. If he keeps flooding the board, I do have Flame Strike available next turn. So that will be able to wipe things out and hopefully put me back in the lead. But I've already used a lot of cards to get to where I am already, which I don't really like. And he's going to hit me with a Healing Totem, which is just embarrassing. Alright, so we're definitely going to be Flame Striking here. Gave me a Thrallmere Farseer, which is not that amazing. Take a little bit of a hit. Alright, well, we'll Flame Strike and just wipe his board now. And now we can start to deal some damage. I wish I'd get that Mana Worm out at the same time, but I can't. So, this is going to happen. There we go. Wipe that, otherwise we take horrible damage next turn. And we're actually able to start getting back into this game. There we go. I'm actually quite surprised he kept playing creatures. It can be very risky to do that against a Mage. Shaman are particularly susceptible to it because they like to play a lot of totems. Ooh, that's unpleasant. Out comes the Fire Elemental, but this Tiger's been doing a pretty good job. So, Ethereal Arcanist is... This is the risk with Ethereal Arcanist that I was talking about earlier. It can be really, really bad at times, and in this case it is. So, I think we're going to have to play... We're going to have to play it anyway. Well, actually, no. We should keep it in hand because we might get the second one next time. I think we're going to Direwolf Alpha Mana Worm here because that's pretty much the best I can hope for. And I can't really leave that alive. I've got to get rid of it almost immediately. So I'm going to just hit it. Trade the Tiger for it. Tiger's had a good life. He's alright. And that puts him down to at least about where I am, but he still has a 3-card advantage on me, which I don't like. Totem comes out immediately, so at least we know he doesn't have anything that's 8 cost. Or 7. Let's see what else he's got. Oh, I hate you so much. Efficient removal. Yeah, this puts me in a bad spot. That was a little bit weird. Do you see the screen move there? One of the many bugs that are here in the Hearthstone beta. Ah, Windfury Harpy. Not bad, not bad. Okay, well, at least that's a pretty powerful creature to play, and then I'm just going to knock that out. So again, that gives me control of the board back again. This is where he just pulls a Hex out on me and takes that out immediately. I mean, even an Earthshot would be good because it gets rid of the Windfury. Out comes the Totem, so that's down to 5. He can still Hex. He probably will, or Lava Burst, Flamed... Well, that's actually... Oh, you asshole. I thought he wasn't going to do that. But after all of that, he decides, yeah, you know what, yeah, we got a Hex, we got a Hex. I hate you. Alright, out comes this taunt right here. Ironbeak to make this absolutely worthless. There we go. And we're going to ping at that. Not really sure why I did that, actually, because the owl would have killed it flat out next turn anyway. I could have just pinged him, but never mind. Alright, well, at least he got some pretty strong taunts on the field. I'm annoyed that he happened to have a Hex at that point. You asshole. He's attacking with the totem. I just broke that. Jeez, this guy has no decorum. And I use my one and only Flame Strike, so I'm not going to be getting another one of those anytime soon. There's the healing going out as well, so that was ultimately pointless. Blizzard just got pulled, though, so... Well, Blizzard kills 2 totems, and can I kill anything else? I can, actually. I can kill a lot else. I can clear the board, so we're going to do that. Alright, so here's what we do. We ping that, we sack the owl to kill that, and then we hit him in the face with that. Okay, so I'm slowly catching up here, but I'm getting no card draw at the moment at all, and that still puts him with that big 3-card advantage, which is really all you would need, honestly, to take me out completely, because I'm rapidly running out of moves here. I don't have much I can do, and Ethereal Arcanist is not a good thing to have, and actually, come to think of it, I really shouldn't have grabbed it. It was a poor thing to do. And with something like... Alright, well, at least he's kind of desperate right now as well. This taunt's going to hold up for a little while, as he's playing out one of those minions when he really doesn't need it. This is not useful. I think I'm going to have to play the Ethereal Arcanist, I suppose, but I really want to hang on to it. I could play the Mirror Images. Do I want to play them now? I don't need to. I don't have enough cards in my hand to justify it. Let him just beat on my Fade Creeper for a while, and let's hope I pull out a Mirror Entity. How many cards do I have left in my deck? Oh, half of the deck. Alright, 1 in 15 chance that I pull the card that I actually need in the next couple of turns to make that Ethereal Arcanist worthwhile. I've already used 1 Mirror Entity. The Spell Break. That's relatively annoying. Oh, and Wolf Rider as well. Okay, he is going in. Should have Mirror Imaged, actually, but at least I've got that next turn. Aha, one of my big endgame killers comes out. That's always nice to see. Alright, we might be able to turn this around yet, so let's see how it goes. Okay, so Ravenholt Assassin coming out right here. We're going to womp that with a Fire Blast. Down it goes. We're now looking at a 4-3 and a 3-3 with a Taunt Wall up, so we're going to smack that and get it out of the way. Alright, now suddenly the game turns around, assuming that he cannot get rid of my guy with stealth, which is relatively unlikely, but I do need to be able to keep this Taunt Wall up, and he needs to not have any. Good, okay, Wrath of Air, that's good, alright. So, he's now trying to make his way through my Taunt Wall. He's doing a pretty good job of it. Another stealth creature on my end comes out. I cannot eliminate this. He is very close to killing me, but he is not there yet. So, damage potential. I can do 11 to him total this turn. I want to play the Jungle Panther. I'm, of course, going to hit him as hard as I possibly can. Try to force the trade for his Tiger right there. Definitely do that damage to him. We need to get rid of this. That needs to be gone. I can... yes, okay. So if he can't... Right, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to reduce him to 1 potential creature attack. And we're going to hope that he doesn't have something he can play that removes this taunt. Because if he doesn't, then he is in serious trouble. And this is kind of desperation plays right now, so I'm playing the Ethereal Arcanist. Been sitting on it for the most part. If I pull a Mirror Entity next turn, I'm going to hate life. But it's a 1 in 13 chance. It's unlikely to happen. I just need the extra potency on the field here. Please don't turn... Oh, it's Stoneclaw, damn it. That might keep him alive. This is pretty close. Alright, well, does he have a way of getting rid of that? Oh, ho, ho, yes! No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Ooh, that was a close one. Alright, that was a close one. Jeez. Tense, very tense. I could have gone a hell of a lot worse. He almost had me there. He almost had me. And I'm not liking that Ethereal Arcanist now. I think that was a really bad pick, especially with the Mirror Entity, considering that almost always gets triggered on the turn that it's played. So, I don't like that combo, and I shouldn't have done it. Oh, Mage on Mage. Awesome. Sheep everywhere. Well, she'll absolutely love it. How tired is that joke? Alright, well, Ice Lancers, I mean, you might think, oh, you should keep it in your hand, it's a low-cost card. Yeah, actually, no. You want to be using this on something that's really, really powerful, just to keep it out. You don't want to use it early game, most of the time. And that's not good. And I'm going first again, which is even worse, because I've got to rely on pulling a 1-cost card here, which is unlikely. So, that's that. Probably not going to do anything. Ah, Mirror Image. Alright, okay, I'll play that. At least that's something to play, right? And it takes a little while for a mage to actually get through that. So I can play a Direwolf Alpha behind this, and that means I can actually attack with them, which makes this a really good opener. Cool, I got lucky there. And he didn't do anything, which is even better. Alright, so we're gonna Direwolf Alpha here, and we can start attacking with our Mirror Images. And suddenly, these little taunts actually become useful. Very cool. It's going to take him a while to get through that, I would think. I can't, in fact, think of anything that he could play that would allow him to get through that. Nope. Not really. So, it looks like I'm going to get a couple extra turns of damage out of this, maybe one more. Turn 3, I don't really have anything to do yet, so I'm hoping to pull a 3 cost. I do have a lot of 3 costs in my deck, so I'm hoping to just pull one of those. Let's see what he's got. Argent Squire. Alright, well that's fairly easily womped. In fact, incredibly easily womped. I'm almost surprised that he played it. And since I've got nothing to play, I might as well womp it. So, that's exactly what we're going to do. Smack it with that. There we go. Almost tempted to smack it with that, but I just remembered, oh yeah, it's a mage, I shouldn't do that. So there we go, that's out of the way. So he can Fire Blast one of my creatures next turn, but I'll also be able to play another taunt next turn, that being the Sentient Shieldmaster. So my Direwolf is going to get a lot of use. Okay, possible plays. He could throw down a Sorcerer's Apprentice into an Arcane, but no, he's going to throw down that Iron Fur Grizzly, which in this case is not bad. But I just pulled a Frostbolt because I'm apparently a lucky top-decking bastard. So I'm going to exploit the fact that I am a lucky top-decking bastard and hit him again. That is one of the many reasons, by the way, that I don't like that bear, because it's too easily killed. Frostbolts are just on the line of where they need to be to get rid of them. And I even pay less mana to do it, which is fantastic. So I maintain board control. He has a card advantage, but he has lost a full third of his health, and I still have 2 taunts up. Novice Engineer. Okay. So that's something that I can remove. He's going to knock down one of those. I can get some pretty good trades for that. If I want to, of course. Mana Worm, could have definitely used that one earlier. So I'm thinking of playing the Sentient Shieldmaster right now, but considering what he doesn't have on the field, which is perhaps the most important thing to note, that's actually not going to help so much. So I'm thinking we go Silverhand Knight instead. There we go. Okay. I think there were maybe a couple of other... I maybe should have positioned that a little better, but it should work. Should be alright. So, I don't really want to hit this with the Direwolf because that puts it in Fire Blast range, so we're just going to ignore this for a little while. She can't get through the taunt with that anyway. She's going to have to use a Fire Blast too, which means that's 2 of the 5 mana that she has, which is cool. If she plays something powerful, I've got a Polymorph if I need it. So, I think we're in a pretty good spot right now. And next turn, there's a lot of damage available here. Again, I think I maybe could have slightly better positioned, but if she attacks into this mirror image, that means I can Fire Blast next turn if I want to, and I've still got enough to play the Shieldmaster. And that will replace that taunt quite nicely on the other side. So, I think things are in a good spot. She does have 8 cards, so she's double what I've got, but so far she's not been able to play what she needs. I do wonder what she has, though. It's a good question. What are you going to do? You're going to have to find something. Alright, Raid Leader. Alright, that's a nice play. Let's make our way through that taunt and actually stay alive. I'll play the Shieldmaster next turn, I think, as a result of that. Fire Blast, she's probably going to ping that Direwolf. Or... I'm not 100% sure why you did that, but I'll take it. So... Ooh. Blizzard is... That's alright, actually. Blizzard is kind of tempting, I've got to say. I'm thinking what she may have Polymorph in her hand, which is why I'm not liking the Sentient Shieldmaster. I'm thinking, because I can clear the board here, and I can still get, and I can get a buffed Mana Worm out of it too. So I think I'm going to go with that. Seems a little bit sort of wasteful for Blizzard, but since I have board control, I would like to maintain that board control and continue to lay down the pain. So that puts it down to 8 if I do that. And no creatures on the field, so... And she's also not at Flame Strike yet, which basically I can... Hang on, did she play a coin? No, she didn't. Shit. Ah, it's gonna be a Flame Strike, isn't it? Ah! Damn it, I forgot she hadn't played a coin. Ah. Alright, there's the turnaround. Okay, never mind, never mind. We have a Flame Strike of our own, so that's not too bad. I think Wind Fury Harpy. If she doesn't respond to that, she dies immediately. Let's see if she has a Polymorph or a Fireball. Probably has both, considering what she's got in her hand. She has a lot of cards. But yeah, if she can't respond to that, she dies next turn. So this is a sort of instant threat scenario that she's got to deal with. It's very much a check. Possible checkmate next turn. Just got to watch out. Flame Strike is sitting there if this goes longer, which it might. You know, I almost got her down. Man, if she didn't have that coin, then she would have been dead next turn. Absolutely, but I forgot she actually not played the coin, and she had the ability to Flame Strike, otherwise I wouldn't have played that creature at all. I may have played the Sentient Shield Master in that scenario, actually, because he would have had the health to survive that. Should have done that. So that was, I think, a bit of a misplay. Definitely something that I forgot. And she dies, because she has... How did she not have anything in her hand that could have dealt with that? I mean, mages have a million and one ways to deal with something like that. Oh, well, never mind. So, you know, luck of the draw there, I think, for me. Let's keep going. This is going alright. See if we can crank out a couple more games with this. Yeah, I mean, that one went almost as well as can be expected. I'd say it was... I mean, I made 2 mistakes. I think the positioning of the knight could have been better, because that would have given a slight buff to the squire, and I should have seen the coin flame strike coming. Aside from that, though, it was fine. Alright, Hunter. Okay. Hopefully we don't get to a damage race with this. Once again, not the... I think we're actually going to toss everything and just pray for a Mana Worm combo here. That's better. That's a turn 1 Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's a lot better. And I'm going to get to play it without anything on the board either. So we're absolutely going to do that. There we go. Getting one of these out early is obviously a good idea. Admittedly, you generally don't need the Fireball that early. But if I pull something like an Arcane Explosion, or of course Mirror Image, that gives you... Basically, you can play for free. In fact, you absolutely can. Ugh, Arcane Shot. Oh well, never mind. Well, that was that. Okay, so I've really got nothing I can do on this turn aside from just ping him. So, that's that. Shame he had an Arcane Shot. Not one of the more powerful removals, but it's nice. If you've got it in your opening hand, it's great, because most of the time the first thing that a opposing player is going to play is going to have 2 health or lower. So you can just trade a card for a card and make sure that the guy playing that doesn't get the early board advantage. Stone Toss Boar. Not great. I mean, I just kill that immediately, so... I don't actually have a turn 3 play yet, so... well, actually, we'll play the Mage. Absolutely, because, you know, it's a 1/4. I can womp the boar, no problem at all. Not massively useful at this stage, but if I can keep this alive until, like, turn 4 or 5, then I can use it to whack a more powerful creature with Frostbolt. That's a good play there, because usually this would end up being something like a 2-for-1 with the Fire Blast, but considering I cannot actually target that, that's fantastic. So, yeah, he's got a good play out there. This is not going to help me. I'm tempted just to play the Arcanist, honestly, but if I play it now, then it's just going to get killed by the 3-2. So, and that's a 2-cost creature, which, you know, is just not good. Yeah, I'm not overly keen on this. Can't target the bloody thing. I think what we'll do is we're going to ping that, or we're going to attack, so that we don't get a straight trade. Yeah. It's really all I can do. I'm not going to waste the Frostbolt or an Ironbeak Owl in this situation, so I guess we're just sitting on cards, which, you know, if he had a lot of stuff on the field, that would be a problem, but he doesn't, so... see where this goes. So that's sitting there with that awkward health amount, as you can see. And if he attacks me with it, I get to kill him. So I get a decent amount of usage out of that thing. What's he got? Eaglehorn Bow. Ouch. It's a bit rough. He's going for me with it? Huh. Alright, well, I mean, he is doing a decent amount of damage to me. I've got to give him credit for that. So if he's just actually ignoring me completely and just trying to rush me down. I absolutely get what he's trying to do there. Totally. And I am going to do my best not to let him do it, but it might happen because I don't have any taunts in my hand right now to actually stop this behavior. But I can Frostbolt him, so... I mean, I'm almost tempted to do that just to keep him back. I do have other forms of removal, so in this case, I'm going to make the decision to Frostbolt him. It's going to do a little bit extra damage, and it's going to keep him iced up so that he can't attack me and remove something from the board next turn easily. But he is a hunter, which means he's probably got a multi-shot. Or he may have a secret. Let's see. Questing Adventurer. What's his follow-up? Ah. That's kind of annoying, yep. That is pretty irritating. And get rid of it, but it will take a little bit of effort. Okay, does he have anything else he can play? Well, he's iced up, so he's not going to be attacking me, which is good. But that does give me a little bit of time to get something more powerful on the field. Alright, Mana Worm. Not right now. Don't want to play that right now. I'm thinking of playing the Ogre just straight up. But that does leave the Questing Adventurer alive, which is absolutely unacceptable.
What to do? What to do?
Alright, we're going to have to go for a fairly costly board clear here. I can't let this guy sit around. The only other possibility is that I go Ironbeak, but even then I still don't get to play the Ogre, and there's nothing else that I really want to play. So I would prefer to hold on to the Polymorph until a bit later, just in case he has something like a high main in his deck. So we are going to... I think we will play that Ogre, and we... No, we're not going to play the Ogre. What am I talking about? I keep saying I'm going to play the Ogre. Like, no, I'm not going to play the Ogre. What's wrong with you? We're gonna just reset the board, I think. That seems like the best play here. So that's that. That's gone. And is there any reason why I shouldn't do this? Nope. So that's that. And I don't want to play the Mana one because I'll just kill it immediately. There's no point. No point playing anything I've got, actually. I could just Fireball him. And I'm half tempted to, but no. It's a waste of mana. Ugh. Grimace, Grimace, Grimace. I didn't like that. I hate ending my turn on 4 mana remaining. Alright, he's going to burn his Eagle Horn bow, though, so... He is still trying to rush me. That's why I'm sitting on this removal. Alright, Cult Master is going to go bye-bye immediately, so... We need to actually kill that, because if we don't, then... Nasty things are going to happen. It's a lot of damage as well, so we're going to have to Fireball that, get it out of the way. So there we go. That's that. Alright. This is still a bit risky. I'm still sitting on 2 forms of removal, though, so if he plays something crazy... I'm hoping he just doesn't break out a King Crush. That would suck. Spellbreaker, ouch. That's not so good. Yeah, this isn't going too well. Can't kill a Spellbreaker either. Not without using Blizzard, which is exactly not what you don't want to do. Really, right now, I'm just kind of trying to buy time to get some more powerful creatures out, but I'm having to spend so much mana to keep him back, and not being able to... Just not getting any taunts is just really irritating. Okay, I can't kill that without Blizzarding. That's a terrible play. But I've got to get rid of it. I can't leave it there. He's doing too much damage to me. Yeah. You are... a bloody nightmare. Poly, I think. Yeah. Poly just seems like the best idea. I've got to get rid of the sheep. I can't risk it. Sheep's a beast. He might do horrible things to it. He might triple Houndmaster that thing. I can't risk that. Oh, this is a desperate situation. I just need 1 turn of Breathing Room. Just 1 turn where I'm not having to respond to the aggro nonsense he's throwing at me. Then I can get back into this. But I am on borrowed time here. I can't take too many more hits. He's going to keep steady-shotting me. So, let's see. If I just get 1 turn of Breathing Room, I can get back into the game. And I'm getting it. It looks like I'm finally getting it. Oh, fantastic. Okay, now it's time for Boulder Fist Ogre. Any other reason to bring anything else out? Probably not. I think this is gonna have to be a case of bringing the Ironbeak out just to say, hey, I've got more stuff on the field that you have to deal with. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. It sucks, but I need stuff on the field. I can't let him win just through steady shots, which is currently what he is actually doing, so... I'm a bit worried that he'll just pull a beast and then kill command me, and then that'll be that, but... Deadly shot! Ah, nice. I'd prefer to hit the 1-3, but never mind. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, he is burning a lot of cards to do this. So, but the thing is that that's fine for him, because he's almost got me. I've got 3 turns, basically, to kill him. And I've got nothing in my deck that would get my health back up, so... Well, I mean, that's really a really bad play, obviously, but right now, it doesn't really matter, because he is probably going to beat me. I don't have enough. I can Blizzard. I can Ice Lance, which will keep it back for a little while, but... I don't want to poly on it.
Quite hit the mark.
Yeah, this is nasty. I wish Ice Lancing him stopped him from using his hero power, but it doesn't. I think we're going to have to control here. We're going to have to use this Ice Lance. Hold him in place. We're going to have to play the Ethereal Arcanist because we don't have anything else. And hope that he doesn't pull a kill command, because if he does, I'm dead immediately. What's he got? Oh, you're not going to be targeting that anytime soon, son. That is a stealth creature. So don't you try. And I've also positioned it in such a way that Explosive Shot won't be that effective, as you can see. But he still removed one of my creatures that I needed to do damage here. Last card coming in. Houndmaster. Alright. I think I'm dead next turn. I can actually, no, I'm not dead yet. Alright. I think we're going to control, but I'm thinking before I do that, do I want to Arcane Intellect? Yeah, let's see if we have more options on Arcane Intellect before we do anything with control here. This unfortunately does damage to minions, though. We have a play, ladies and gentlemen. We have a play. We might live through this yet. I'm not convinced, but let's make this as good as we can. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do Wild Pyromancer here. And we're going to Blizzard, which is going to wipe his board. And that doesn't do damage to me, so I still have 3 turns to kill him. This could work. It depends on what he pulls. Again, if he pulls a kill command, then I'm dead. Ah, another Explosive Shot. Ah, that sucks. Okay, that really sucks. He pulled what he needed there. I'm probably still going to lose. Well, we play what we have. And hope that it's enough. This is the best I've got. He kills me in 2 turns. I'm going to need a miracle at this point. I think I lose at this stage. If I had a Pyroblast, then maybe that would be a different matter, but I don't. Steady shot. Start me down to 1. Well, I mean, that's not going to help me that much. Even a taunt won't help me here. I think I'm doomed. I'm pretty sure there's nothing in my deck that will stop him. Well, we can play the Acolyte of Pain. We can ping it for a card. And it's not going to help. Yeah, I'm dead.
Well played.
Well played.
That was a bit sad. I would say it was a little fortunate pulling the removal cards at the right time, but such is the way of card games. Can't really complain. I pulled some stuff that was pretty decent in the past couple of games, so hey. Never mind. I almost had him. Like, literally 1 turn of Breathing Room, and I would have had the momentum I needed to kill him, but that was not to be. Never mind. It's a pretty good game regardless. It was fun. But the amount of pressure he was able to pull on with that deck, though. Oh, it was nasty. Very nasty. Let's see if we can do a little better next game. Hopefully, hopefully. Warlock. Alright. This could be another aggro deck. We'll see. Mana Worm early. Not bad. We will probably toss the other 2 creatures. And alright, that's okay. Mirror Entity's pretty good against Warlocks, by the way. You might ask me, well, TotalBiscuit, why is Mirror Entity good against Warlocks? It's good against Warlocks because they have a lot of Battlecry-based creatures that are very powerful, but have negative effects. However, the Battlecry does not trigger on Mirror Entity, meaning you can get something like a Pit Lord without the health cost. You can get a Succubus without the card cost. Things like that. So, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna go Mana Worm immediately, as you might imagine. Unfortunately, with this deck, we don't have stuff like Arcane Missiles, but we might get lucky. We might get a Mirror Image. That would be pretty cool. Blood Imp. Okay, not a great early play, because you can't really do anything with it, but it's fine. You know, it's turn 1, what do you expect? He gets to play a card on turn 1 and doesn't have to use his coin, so that in itself is almost a victory. Alright, well, if he doesn't get anything else on the field, we'll probably Acolyte of Pain. If he does, we're going to have to think about responses. Jungle Panther is... I mean, it's not a great response. It's good for killing things like Succubus, but... Yeah, River Crocodilus comes out. Alright, and that's a 2/4, annoyingly enough. Acolyte of Pain's still an okay play here. Yeah. We're going to go that. Because he's not going to bring his imp out of stealth to kill something. That's pretty unlikely. Most warlocks are loath to do that. But he may have something that could remove my stuff. I'm just hoping to get 2 cards out of the Acolyte, if possible. So let's see. I'm holding on to the Mirror Entity so that he can play something a bit more powerful. I'm thinking maybe turn 4, turn 5 is a good time to play that. Especially, he's still sitting on his coin, isn't he? So, yeah. Ah, there's the buff. Never mind. So much for that idea. So I get one card out of it. And Frostbolt isn't even enough to kill anything, so that is terrible. Okay. This is pretty good for him. Not for me. I don't have that many options. Mirror Entity's okay. It doesn't let me kill anything, though. Like, this stuff is just going to trade forever. The other possibility is that I Frostbolt and then trade my creature out, which I also hate doing. But I don't think I've got a choice in that one. Yeah, and I can't kill anything else he's got on the field, so... It's either that or a Polymorph. I'm just like, no, no. Ah! Just, no, I hate this. Absolutely hate this. Alright. It is what it is. I think the best way to do it is just to ping that, and then I guess we'll do as much damage as we can to that. Well, he'll probably just trade that out anyway, so might as well let him. I'm still on full health, so it's not that bad. No Mirror Entity went out either. That's bad. I'm losing opportunities here, but I couldn't leave him with that much on the field. Especially with only 1 Flame Strike in this deck. Getting that kind of momentum can be fatal. Warlock Tidecaller. All those buffs. I need that AoE, and I'm not getting it right now. Well, speaking of the AoE, unfortunately, it does have the rather annoying effect of enraging that. However, it is... If I could only get rid of that first, then all of these things would die. Well, most of them. I'm thinking about it.
I wonder.
He still doesn't have a huge amount of damage potential on the field. It's tempting just to... Let's let him get a couple more creatures out. I'll put the Mirror Entity out. I mean, that's not a lot of damage, unless he has a way of enraging this. I haven't taken any damage yet. I can take those hits. That's actually fine. And then I can think about a Blizzard next turn. I should have probably played the Dalaran Mage that turn instead of the Mirror Entity, but I want to try and get one of his cool creatures, so we'll see how that goes. If I'd played the Dalaran Mage, I would have been able to wipe a bunch more of his stuff off the board, but the thing is he would have killed that before I had the chance to do it, so let's not do that. Alright, he's going to be a little bit worried about attacking here because of the possibility of a Vaporize. Sometimes I've seen Warlocks get a bit sketchy and pull their Blood Imp out of stealth to attack to see if it's a Vaporize, but, I mean, he's got a bunch of weak creatures. I can't see him being unwilling to throw the Tidehunter at me. Tidecaller, even. Let's see what he plays. Well, I could have definitely asked for a better creature, certainly. Oh, that is terrible. I just double buffed his Murloc. That's awful. Oh, dear. Well, seriously? Well, that's a lot of burst damage, but at least I can wipe most of it out next turn with a Blizzard, but that is just... Ah! Oh, cool. He's let me kill everything but 1, but he did do 11 damage to me that turn, so I guess it was kind of worthwhile. I don't know. I think he's given me the upper hand by doing that, so... I think I'm okay. Alright, so we basically just wipe out almost everything he has on the board right now, and then he cries. Cool. Leaves us with a slight card advantage, but... I'm still a little worried. It also means we get to kill that Murloc, unless he's able to buff it. Argent Commander on its own? Don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but hey. Alright, this is cool. And this is why. Fen Creeper. Kill that. There we go. Control. Board control. For the moment. We'll see what he has. Killing a Fen Creeper for a Warlock. Siphon Soul would do it. Aside from that, you are left having to use usually more than 1 card. Soulfire doesn't do enough damage. None of the other removal cards he has does enough damage, so... Unless he has a Siphon Soul, I should be okay. Obviously, I'm going to take a hit from that thing with the Divine Shield, so... That's going to happen. Yeah, I've accepted that. I was going to take that down to 2 health, but it is what it is. It keeps me alive a little longer and lets me re-establish control of the board. A Demon Fire. Okay, so he's going to use a card and then ping off his Divine Shield. Okay. That makes sense. I'll probably just poly that thing next turn. I mean, it's already traded pretty well, though. Right now, it's just a 4-3 now. It's lost its Divine Shield, so... He's actually playing a sodding Murloc deck in Arena. I hate Warlocks so much. Like, the fact that they even think they are allowed to do that. It should be illegal. Okay. Well, I can't keep taking too much more pressure, and I don't have any taunt. Which makes me a little concerned. I want to get the Boulder Fist Ogre out. I really do. Considering it.
What to do? What to do?
I'm thinking, yeah. Boulder Fist Ogre, get rid of that. I was considering Ice Lancing that, but I think this is a pretty good play. You can still do 4 damage to me, obviously take me down to 11, which would be a bit sucky. This deck is a little slow, isn't it, actually? If you don't get those kind of early combos out with the Mana Worms and things like that, then you do have a slow start, which means that decks like this can kind of overrun you. Alright, another life tap from him. Gets his cards back up to the same that I have. What to do next turn? Dalaran Mage won't help me too much. I'm sitting again on Ethereal Arcanist, hoping for another Mirror Entity so I can get the 5/5 out, but who knows? Wolf Rider. Oh, he's gonna aggro me down again, isn't he? He's just gonna ignore my Boulder Fist. Possibly, yep, he is. It makes sense. I mean, if I don't bring out some powerful taunts the next couple of turns, I just die. Huh. Well, that's something at least. Alright. Well... Ascension Shieldmaster is a great play here, because we can ping that off right there, nice and easy. And I think we will play the Jungle Panther behind this, and then we can just knock that over. There we go. So, that's okay. But he may have something like a Shadow Bolt, which would allow him to kill off one of his creatures and then kill his Ogre with his other 3/1. Here's hoping he doesn't have that. That would still leave me with a board advantage, but considering I'm so far behind in health, it wouldn't be enough of one, I feel. Plus, a 2 health minion like this is easily killed by stuff like Drain Life and Demon Fire and all manner of other nasty things. Hellfire would do the trick too, actually, if he had one of those. But it would kill everything he's got on the board, so that does limit him a little bit. This Dalaran Mage is sitting around trying to be useful. I'm like, no, I can't really use you right now. I don't have anything that would really be buffed by you. I would love an Arcane Explosion in the next couple of turns if he keeps playing these weak minions, but we'll see. I still can't believe that Bluegill play earlier that just completely backfired. Aha, Mirror Entity! Oh wait, that buffed his Murloc twice. That's terrible. Alright. What's he got behind that? A Murloc... This guy is playing a Murloc deck in an arena. That should... Again, I just don't agree with that. But it seems to be working pretty damn well for him, and the amount of pressure that I'm currently taking absolutely sucks. Okay, Ravenholt Assassin. If I had real control here, I'd absolutely love this. But as it stands, it's just an expensive waste of time. Okay, what is the best way through all of this while taking minimal losses? I'd love to keep my taunt alive, but I don't think that's going to happen. We may have to use Ice Lance for control again, which is something that I bloody well hate. We really need to kill that off in a big way. And the other consideration is that I could polymorph it so that I don't lose my 4/2. That would be okay. Do I want to poly it? What else have I got, really? An Ice Lance and a Dalaran Mage is really all I've got. Ravenholt Assassin, if I play it, then the trades that I'm going to have to make would probably get me killed before I even got a chance to bring it onto the field and actually do anything with it. So, I think we're going to poly the 4/4. Most dangerous creature he's got. Get that out of the way. That then leaves us with having to get rid of this Void Walker. We're going to attack that with the Senjin Shieldmaster, I think. That seems to make the most sense. No, it doesn't make the most sense. What am I talking about? Using the Ogre to attack the Void Walker makes the most sense here. So let's do that.
Time runs out on me.
Okay, what else do we need to get rid of? We'll whack this. Seems like the best bet here. We're going to Fire Blast the sheep. There we go. We're going to Ice Lance this to keep that out of the way at this stage. And then we are going to go after him. This is a lot of weak stuff. Please don't have any AoE. Admittedly, he has a lot of weak stuff too, so I guess that's not too bad. If I can keep this ogre alive for one more turn, it's going to be great. But that's not going to happen. Shadowbolt comes out to eliminate that, and now a Doom Guard. Oh no, a Doom Guard! Ah! Bollocks! A fucking Doom Guard. Of all the things to have, the exact thing he needed. Damn it. That was terrible. Never mind. Never mind. Well, I'm heading up to New York for the next few days, folks, and Hearthstone's about all my laptop will run, so expect a few more episodes. My name has been TotalBiscuit, and I am kinda, sorta, still Lord of the Arena, I suppose. I'll see you next time.